eyes, and I have worms.
What are you talking about? You look totally cool, like a real chick.
I look like the Korean Buddy Holly.
Buddy Holly was cool.
May he rest in peace, but Buddy Holly was not an attractive man.
I'm not a garbage man! I'm a muffin man!
Buddy Holly.
When you want to talk sports, you ask folks who have seen it all up close. So on the Al Travis Show, we go with the guys at the end of the bench. Time to talk all things sports.
We've got them, John and Dan, the guys at the end of the bench. Gentlemen, how's it going today?
Good.
Excellent.
Good,
Very
good. We got to get with Dan right away because we don't want to forget. I'll get the end and forget. How's the show going? Second weekend starts this weekend. Tell us a little bit about Sweeney Todd.
Going really well. We actually had a little brush up rehearsal last night. We were just kind of sped through the show, and it went very extremely well. We are really excited. So Sweeney Todd is it's a musical, but it's a very dark, bloody in this sense. We don't play actual blood, but we don't play for the blood, but it's all about revenge and it's good fun. It's good.
A
fun.
negative sing along. I think that's what everybody likes. I think that's what we're looking for, is a kind of a down and grungy sing.
The anti-hero, you kind of want to end up where you want to pull for, because he's sticking it to the man. In this case,
a little blood in keeping with the season. That's all right.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, it's all we need.
7 p.m. Sunday, Friday, Saturday, 2 p.m. Sunday, Gremlin Theater, St. Paul, Theater 55, theater55.org.
And don't wait till last weekend. We have this weekend and you have next, right? If I'm keeping up?
Correct. Yep.
All right, fair enough. Go get it. All right, gentlemen, we'll just start with the top of the ESPN board here. The Giants take it to the Eagles. The Eagles lost 2 in a row. Are they not the team we think they're the team they won the Super Bowl. Are they not that this year? What's going on?
I haven't had a chance to look at I can't stay up late on Thursday watching those games because, I got to work. But I saw the score of the first half, and I thought, okay, tight game. Looks like a good game. I was really surprised they got shut out in that second half. I want to go back and look at what the Giants did on defense to kind of hold them to that, because that was surprising. Not only that they lost, but they lost pretty good.
That was a 1-4 Giants team at the time, a 1-4 team. Yeah, they're not good.
This is not a good Giants team. So
it was a good margin. There's a victory. So.
There's some turmoil in Philly here.
Well, there's going to be, but let me ask you guys this. This is the thing that came out of it, besides the champions losing to a loser team, is at one point in the game, and I watched the 4 minutes of this thing, they were, I want to say, 3rd and 3 or 4 on like the 10-yard line. They're almost to the goal line. They don't make their tush push. They don't get it on the first one. So they do a second tush push to get the first down. Now it's 1st and goal on like the 3 or 4. Tush push again. That team did 4 tush pushes in a row. They end up scoring the touchdown. But even the announcers and then everybody, all the football players on ESPN were texting, this is not football. This is not what our game is. Do you guys like this tush push? Should it be allowed? It made for a boring 5 minutes of football. It was tush push. It is yard now. Half, tush push. Yeah. What are your thoughts on the tush push, Johnny?
Well, even if they said you couldn't do it, it would happen anyway, because I think it's too hard to discern in a scrum whether it's happening or not. But I would have to say that doing it that many times in a row seems kind of an odd call.
Well, it worked until then. They couldn't score again. They never gave them an opportunity. They scored that touchdown. But let me ask you this. If the rule changes this, Dan, I don't know. First, Dan, what do you think of the tush push? Then I'll throw you my rule change.
What did you say? I'm sorry, what was that?
What do you think of the tush push? And then I will tell you my thoughts on the rule change.
I think it's dumb. I think again, I agree. It's not football. It's not to me, it's we're choosing to do the runner on second base rule. It's almost like it's just this artificial thing that you've played the whole rest of the game. You've done the whole drive to get down close. And now you have to use this, I would say, should be illegal I don't know. I think it's just dumb. It's not football.
So somebody asked Al the way to get around this. I figured it out. I got the answer.
What's the way to get around this?
Do you know we have that rule that if forward momentum is stopped, the defense cannot push you backwards, right? You get your forward momentum. They can't pick a running back up and carry him backwards. So forward momentum stops, the end of the play is here. Why is that not the same for the offense? Quarterback gets the ball, runs his butt into the butt of the guy ahead of him. Ball stops moving forward. There's no pushing you forward. There's no pushing backwards. That's where the ball stops. Why does the offense get the ability to, when a run's almost done, defensive linemen get to come in and shove you 2 more yards forward?
So what? No, I'm just thinking though. So there's always we're
trying to think of the what if
things like the stutter step on runs and
I get it, and there'd be some judgment call here. There's also the same thing with when they're pushing him backwards. When did he really, where has he gone forward before they push back? If the defense can't get that advantage, why does the offense? That's all I'm saying. You can follow a blocker, but once you run into him and everything's stopped, there's no somebody behind you pushing you forward. This is you guys, your problem is you think I got a good answer. That's your problem. You're trying to find out the hole. Good answer.
Let me think about that over the weekend.
That's fair. Okay.
On Monday.
Because Al can't have a good, no.
Yeah, Al could never come up with something brilliant. That's my play. Let's move on. You guys, is any controversy with either one of you two with who starts then against the Eagles? And I was worried. I might be changing my mind. I was thinking you got to go Wentz. Wentz is doing well. We get a little more offense in front of him. He's been playing. And the Eagles were his old team. I thought you played him. But these Eagles now lost 2 in a row. They lost to flipping New York and the Giants. I think it might be a game for JJ to come in now. I'm on the fence. Dan, I'll let you go first. Who's your quarterback in 10 days?
I'm still going with Wentz. At this point, I'm still going with Wentz. I can't. He's got. I can't call it the hot hand, but he's been successful. He's done a good job of directing the offense, and the Philly factor. I mean, come on, he's got to be just completely. It's almost like you can't take this opportunity away from him now that he's earned it. Okay. I'd give JJ a little bit more time.
Fair enough. Again, I haven't changed my mind yet. I got a whole nother week, but I'm getting there. John, you?
I agree with Dan. I think you go with Wentz. Now, maybe at some point you can bring JJ in, but I would at least have Wentz start, probably play most of the first half.
Let's see where we're at.
You want to see what sort of schemes Philly's running and see how they're setting up before you throw JJ out in there.
Yeah. That's fair enough.
That's not a knock on JJ. I support JJ a lot.
He is our quarterback for the future. I don't disagree. Yep. But to throw him into, he's got a game and a half now total.
Exactly.
In his 2 years with us. Another game and a half, make sure he's not going up against what could be the toughest 4 games. I don't have a problem with that. Other games, just real quick, your guys' thought. Green Bay is at home against Cincinnati. 14.5-point favorites. It's the biggest one on the board. You got to think Green Bay wins, right?
You do. Although, if I was going to look at all the teams who might pull something off against him, I wouldn't doubt since he has the moxie to do it.
Okay.
It could be an interesting game.
Cincinnati absolutely. Yeah, Cincinnati absolutely covers that. Whether
you don't think they win, but they cover the spread.
I don't think they win, but it's going to be much, much closer than that. It's going to be 5 or 6 points.
Detroit is at Kansas City. Kansas City's a 2.5-point favorite. You get 3 just for being at home for the most part. So I think everyone thinks this is going to be really close. Could we hope for a Detroit loss here?
Yeah.
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 I think Kansas City feels they got something to prove. They've had some frustrating losses. I think they're going to bring it.
Dan, and then you got the Bears at Washington. Washington's a 4.5-point favorite.
The Detroit game is one of the difference between what I would like to happen and what I think will happen. I honestly, I think Detroit is figuring it out, and Kansas City is on the verge of
collapsing.
Becoming just an average team.
If KC loses, all the luster goes with it.
Yeah. I'm almost, and again, I don't generally root for KC, but I am here because if all those favorites win like they're supposed to, the North Division 4-2 Detroit at the top, 3-2, 3-1 because they're a game behind us. Packers, 3-2 Vikings, 3-2 Bears, all within a half a game. This division is anything but decided. I think even with the rocky start we've had, that's good news for us.
Oh, absolutely. The old black and blue again.
Yeah, people are going to respect us. We got to go to break. Do you guys hear there's this whole baseball thing that's been going on since, I don't know, about 6 months ago when we backed out of the program? Yeah, we'll talk
baseball. Bad night for Philadelphia.
We'll talk about that after this.
You need a friend at the Capitol who knows how to get things done.
And you're in luck because that's exactly who we are, your friends at the Capitol, and we deliver results.
At Momentum Advocacy, we bring decades of experience in lobbying, public affairs, and crisis communications.
From local nonprofits to national corporations, we help you move policy, manage your media, and make your voice heard.
We're not just seasoned pros, we're essential partners.
Momentum Advocacy, your friends at the Capitol. Learn more at momentum-advocacy.com.
Achieving your financial goals requires individual planning and a comprehensive approach. At Midwest Money Management, our mission is to provide you with the knowledge, tools, and confidence to feel comfortable financially today and secure about tomorrow. Learn more at MidwestMoneyManagement.com. That's MidwestMoneyManagement.com.
Securities offered through JW Cole Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC. Advisory services offered through JW Cole Advisors Inc., Midwest Money Management, and JW Cole Financial Inc. and JW Cole Advisors Inc. are unaffiliated entities.
It's nice to know a guy that knows a guy. Al Travis.
We've got him, John and Dan, guys at the end of the bench, talking a little Major League Baseball. Yeah, that's where the pros play all the way through October and November. Tough day. You talk about it, Dan, for the Phillies. This was a close ball game. The Dodgers, it was all tied up, bases loaded, and their pitcher ends up kind of kicking a ball that was hit softly back to him. If you watch the play, the catcher's telling him to throw it to first to get that out. He panics, whooshes one by the head of the catcher. They end up losing the game and are out. Tough day for the Phillies, Dan.
He had no chance. I mean, watch the replay there. He had no chance of getting the guy home, even with a good throw. But the fact that he threw it away makes can you imagine being a Philadelphia sports fan this morning? Especially with the good-natured reputation that Philadelphia sports fans tend to have. They have
almost the Minnesota Nice of the East. Yes.
That's exactly what they're known for. But no, that was embarrassing. I mean, that was embarrassing. I mean, they just played horrible in this series. They just did terrible in it. So
See,
now are we going to hear the?
Go ahead.
Are we going to get more of the controversy about the bye week again? We're going to start hearing more about that, which I still think is dumb. But it's
John gives me a point. Dan makes a great point. Is this kid, this rookie who's muffed this up, this is going to hang on his head. But they did not play good the whole series. It always the play you're going to remember versus the fact your team kind of sucked.
Yeah. The cooler heads will point that out. The typical Philly fan is going to vilify him like Bill Buckner, right?
Yeah. Yes.
He's going to become that poster child for futility of the city, which is unfair, because they had no offense in that game.
Yeah.
And you can sort of look at. We were talking before we came on, Al. I said, why did they bring Duran in so early? And they ended up walking in that other run too. Let him pitch to Shohei.
Yeah,
pitch to Ohtani. He's a top pitcher. Force Ohtani to get a hit. Go for it.
Yeah.
But the cooler heads will go, well, we weren't in the game to begin with, and if we were playing the way we should have won it in 9, and you should have.
Yeah. All right. Let's look at the other the brackets. I couldn't be happier the Yankees are out, but I couldn't be more unhappy that the Blue Jays are in because they're from Canada. That's like a whole other country, and they shouldn't be in baseball. So we have the Blue Jays moving on. It does what? You guys laugh.
I can get behind the Blue Jays because Canadians are like mini Minnesotans. All right. So I can get
a little mini. All right. I get you. Good with that too, Dan?
Pulling for Louis Varland too.
That's fair enough. On the other side, the two matchups that have actually been pretty darn good thus far. I mean, because you didn't see the 6-seed Tigers waking up out of their malaise of the end. Mariners, I don't think they're a great number 1 seed, if you will, 2 seed. But this is a good series, tied up 2 games apiece. Who's going to win this? You take on the Jays. Give me your opinion.
Scooble's coming on with a short rest here now, isn't he? I think it's so that'll be interesting. But man, he is. If there's anyone in baseball right now that I want pitching a deciding game in a series, he's the guy. So I'm actually gonna go with Detroit on this with the first round upset. But I don't know. It'll be that. Can you just imagine the network's gonna love this? Toronto, especially if it's Seattle. Toronto versus Seattle. Ooh,
yeah. John, your thoughts? You're going to win that series.
It would be really cool to see Seattle in there, but I think Detroit has enough and they've played enough to take it, and they got a great guy going in there now, unless he muffs it somehow. And then, of course, they're going to be all over to fire the manager. But
on the other side, if you're going to be anywhere tomorrow night in Chicago or Milwaukee, it'll be an easy drive because everybody be packed in their homes and stuff. I love this almost, next door neighbor games where everybody could go to either game they wanted to. They're invested 2-2. Brewers and Cubs. I'm going to be honest. I didn't think the Cubs would give them this, but they've given them a run. What happens with those guys tomorrow?
I think it's going to be.
Go ahead, John.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm still picking the Brewers. But I'll let John go for it. Because...
Okay.
Well, I'm thinking the Brewers too, but I am really rooting for the Cubbies.
Are you?
Okay. Those boys get in there, yeah.
Okay. And Dan, your thoughts?
I think the Brewers will do it.
All right.
I think the Brewers are going to pull it together, and that it's the must-win. They're at home, so yeah, I do think that they're just a better team. It's not by as much as we thought, but I do think they are just a better team.
That's fair enough. One last thing before we go. Get your tickets, Theater 55. Get them for tonight or tomorrow or Sunday at 2 o'clock, and we'll do it again next week at Theater 55, correct?
Theater55.org.
Get your tickets
today.
Go
Gophers.
Yeah, they're back. Rebound time, baby. Didn't get to them. We'll talk about them on Monday. More after this.
If it's your turn to host